like Scorsese. Get you whacked, ain't nobody made me. I'm the godfather of this shit, godfather. And you ain't gon' sell me like a bitch. Godfather. Coleon. Shoot. Like Scorsese. Ain't nobody made me. I ain't no bitch.
Welcome back to Championship Rounds. Your boy Marcel Pierre here, as usual. It's my damn show. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for watching. Gonna break down UFC 287 today. Well, tonight. And a bit more. A bit more. And of course, as usual, got the big brother here.
What's
Marquel.
good? What's up? What's up?
Let me see if I can get this right.
Doing out
I
there?
think we got it right.
Yeah.
Got that going. All right,
sir.
so hey, big bro, had a big pay-per-view card last weekend. Got some big fights coming up on the horizon. I mean, what are you most excited for? And what are you most exciting? What are you most excited for to come? Let me start with that.
Well, definitely want to see the Tank and Ryan Garcia fight. That's big on the card. After that, Lorenzo Hunt. Curious to see what he's going to be doing when that comes up. I'm very curious to see if he can get those 3 straps. That'll be something big. And you know what? I am curious about what's going to happen with the Devin Haney fight. Since Devin's saying he's staying down at 135, so we'll see. It's going to make that division even more interesting, man. It's a lot of money to be made there. A lot of good fights that should be happening out of that division.
Absolutely. But as I mentioned before, guys, we're going to break down Devin Haney and Lomachenko. Well, we're really just going to touch on it. As I said before, guys, this is Championship Rounds. Like, share, comment, subscribe while you're here. Right now, we're going to go in depth with our coverage regarding, and I got these up here still. Let me get those up there. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And while you're here, like, share, comment, subscribe. We're going to go in depth with our UFC 287 breakdown. Some things some guys might have missed, and we're going to touch on it all. And that being said, let's not stand on ceremony. Your boy, as usual, doing the production and doing everything else. I'm the talent, along with my brother. Jack of all trades, doing what I can. First thing I want to know, bro, do you like this Grand Theft Auto inspired UFC 287 poster? And I really can't. You really can't see it right there, so I'm just gonna solo it out and let you break it down, and you tell me what your favorite parts of it are. Okay.
The Masvidal, because he's home. I think that one looks that's pretty gangster, man. And very. I ain't gonna lie, man. Kevin's shit's looking fly as hell, bro.
Kevin Holland.
Yeah, fucking fly as hell, bro. He looked like one of the fucking antagonists in the game, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Alex looking fire. The girls looking. I ain't want to be the guy to say anything about it, but whoo, yeah, damn. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I ain't mad at you.
I mean, honestly, everybody's looking mad fly on there. Adesanya looking good on there. Burns looking like he looked like he a cartel head. You know what I mean? Rubbing his hands together. Masvidal looking like he's looking for one more like armed robbery. He's got to go in there and take this man's stacks. He's got to end his career. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to be the man because he came and stepped in his city. The poster looks fly, man. That's one I would like to definitely have on the wall, bro. Yes.
I ain't mad at you. Just skipping from that, we're gonna go over to just to take a look at what we're gonna break down here for just a brief second. We're back on task here, and I just want to break it down. This is the card UFC 287. Let's just looking at this now. I know you missed the Kevin Holland fight. I know you missed the knockout,
I did.
but just looking at this on paper, what was your favorite fight of the card? Like, what was the fight that stole the show for you, so to speak?
Bro. I can't even believe you even asking that question. The fight that stole the show.
Yeah.
First, the fight that stole the show first that had me on edge that I was like, wow, was the Font fight. Because they was pretty much writing my man off. He was pretty much about to get pieced up by this guy. They was talking like this guy had the striking. And all of a sudden, Font was like, hold on, bro. Wait a minute. Whap! Not today. Not today. And I was just like, whoa, that fight caught me off guard. Like, it really did, man. It really did. I thought the Boris and Masvidal fight went exactly the way look at that. I thought it went exactly the way I thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
And then after that, the Adesanya and Alex fight was just phenomenal. Like, I felt like I was watching Bobby Fischer and the top Russian play a chess match. Like, that was how technical that fight was. And Bobby Fischer pulled the old rope-a-dope, the old, oh, you got me in a checkmate, and came out of nowhere with a gangster move. Look at that. Wow!
Yeah, bro. You were talking about Rob Font and Adrian Yanez.
Yeah, I'm glad you showed that, man. That's, oh my God, man.
The thing is here, big bro, like, this is the stiffest challenge young Adrian Yanez has faced. And Rob Font is no pushover. He's only fought the best. I know he's dropped some fights, but again, he's fighting the very best. This fight, you know what this fight reminds me of? Bilal Muhammad versus Sean Brady, and be undefeated until he fought Bilal Muhammad, and Bilal Muhammad turned him back and took his O away.
Yeah, I was gonna say it got ugly real quick, man. Real quick. Like in the beginning of this fight, and I'm glad you put this back up. It looked sketchy for a quick second for Font because he took, if you seen his eye had bad damage under it. He took a shot and he took a couple other ones, and then I don't know what rattled him, something woke him up, something, he took it personal, whatever it was.
Yeah.
He turned it on. He I don't know, he maybe heard the announcers like writing him off. He was like, man, y'all tripping, bro. Like, come on, man. And then to speak on that theme with Font and these guys getting pushed up too fast, I think the UFC has a problem with trying to make stars that aren't stars just yet. We got Patty, we got Walker, we got this young kid they just tried to promote. We got this guy they're trying to throw up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, pump the brakes. Your next Conor McGregor is going to come, but let that happen organically. Quit trying to force these guys into situations with these grown-ass men out here, man. They out here fighting killers, man. You can't be putting these kids in here with these killers and these guys that don't have that season. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I'm not saying they can't win. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that they don't stand a chance. But what I'm saying is there are levels, and they're not at that level yet. Like, put them in the contender series. Like, give them some more. They need to see a little bit more before they go in here with these guys, man. Like, honestly, that's my thought. That's, that's how I see it.
Any final words on what's next for Adrian Yanez, who came in red hot, who's thought to have some of the best boxing in the sport, definitely in the promotion, and Rob Font, showing that he's no placeholder, he's no gatekeeper. I'm gonna show you what the hell I still got, and ultimately getting the job done. Having a little adversity, as you mentioned, he took some stiff shots, but got the job done. So, any last words for Yanez and Font before we move on to the
I got a word for Yanez. You came in here, I think, a little over cocky. You let your hype make you feel like Superman in this fight. You didn't respect Font, and that's why you got what you got. So to all the rest of you young guys, you need to respect your competition. Don't listen to what these people and the news writers are telling you. Don't listen to what Dana and them are telling you and hyping you up, because it's a business, and that's what they're supposed to do. And if you come out too fast, this is what's going to happen. And believe me, if this happens again, they're done with you. So think about yourself and take every fight serious. Take every fight serious.
Well put. Moving on. Star-studded event came out. The former president, Donald Trump, in attendance. Also Iron Mike Tyson. Also Kid Rock was seen with this duo along with President Dana White.
Yes,
What do you
sir.
think about the crowd that comes out for these UFC fights, bro?
Miami had it. I felt the energy when everybody came out. I felt the energy. I thought it was high electric. It made the
Yeah.
card feel way better than what the card was. Like I'm not even gonna cap, man. It really did. The card, it made that card feel, even knowing how Burns was gonna win that fight, it still, I felt like, oh, maybe. You know what I mean? That crowd, they kind of had me in it, man. So, and I really wish I'm gonna go back and watch the Kevin Holland fight, man. But I need to see that, man. I don't know why I was sleeping on that. So I apologize for that one to everybody out there. And Kevin, because you my guy, man. I like you, man.
All good, all good. I'm sure he's not going to eat your lunch for that. You're bigging him up right now. I'm sure that's sufficient. So I guess without further ado, we can go ahead and move on to the main event. Let's just go ahead and jump there. You got Israel Adesanya stepping in there with Alex Poatan Pereira. The guy that beat him twice in kickboxing, came over to the UFC, took his damn belt. He's showing up here with his family, his boys and his main squeeze, his wife in tow. And for lack of, I'm just gonna skip to the point. Is he gets it done, dispatches him, in an emotional finish, and fires the arrows into his ass. I seen a crazy edit of this, by the way, but
Yeah,
fires the arrows into this ass, and has his victory dance afterwards. I mean, what did you take away from the main event here, big bro? I know we had a spirited conversation on the phone and it got heated. So,
it always heated,
what was your
man.
main takeaway?
Okay, can we go back to the beginning? Because I want to say this. The entrance of both of the fighters, man, were they not fire? The entrance of both of them coming out was fire. I
Yeah.
felt that shit. The goosebumps came. Adesanya choosing that song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing what he did. He was feeling that. I actually felt Adesanya was gonna. The first fight, I did not feel Adesanya winning. I don't know why I didn't feel it. This fight, I just felt it, man. Like it was something different. You know what I mean? He had something on there. He had to. This was his. And then, Alex came out, did his arrow thing. I don't care what nobody say. That is a savage entrance with that fucking arrow. And he left and he's like, I love that, dude. That's raw. That's native. That's raw. And then to get to the point, the fight was just, man, was it so good. To the point to like each kick, I was like, is that the one? Oh, is Izzy okay? And I saw Izzy like switch legs and I'm thinking, are you saving that leg? Like, I'm getting a little worried here. And he switched back, and then, they went in. Izzy got that shot, laid him out, did his dance, all that shit. That, to me, is what we fell in love with Izzy. That I felt that was that Gastelum tension. He had to make something happen. That first Whitaker fight tension, he had to make something happen. You know what I mean? It was like he didn't force the action. He actually baited him into something. He gave him a false sense of security, and it was beautiful. It was masterfully done. It was beautiful, man. So precision. It was precision versus power, and that precision, that sniper shot, it landed, bro. Stumping him just like the first fight. All right, go ahead.
Well, Pereira showed that he's not, even though he got, flatlined here, he showed that he's no joke. He had Izzy compromised. Izzy was compromised. And, if Pereira could have, evaded one of those hooks, one of those finishing blows that ultimately sent him crashing to the canvas, we might be looking at a different fight because Izzy's mobility was damaged. Like he wasn't going to be as fleet of foot taking those leg shots that he was taking, and Izzy realized that. And what I want to get into is the significance of the knockout. I got a few clips here that we're going to break down. This is Izzy, after the fight at the press conference, breaking down, what he thought about the knockout and kind of a hint of what could potentially be next or not.
Right.
Here's Izzy.
I'm gonna take off. I want to fight different heads, different people. I don't want to fight the same guy again and again. I'm like, fuck, it's boring. And now I finally beat him. So if I didn't beat him, then fuck, I'll go again. But I beat him. He's beating me
Now
on
you
big
want to go
stage.
again.
So now it's cool. We're done.
Just two quick ones, real quick.
Yeah.
What felt better, winning the title for the first time or reclaiming it?
Hey man, they say it doesn't feel as good as your first time. That first nut. I'll tell you one thing.
This guy
It
so
feels
cringy sometimes.
even better
There you go.
the second time, because you get to do it again and again and again and again.
So, what do you think about the significance of this knockout? Should I say
It was
how
big
historic? Go ahead. Why? In
it's
what
very
way? Elaborate.
okay. All right. So it was big for the UFC. It was very
Mm.
big because their reigning champ got his belt back, and it doesn't look like anybody could take that belt. So the backing of what they gave Izzy and how they marketing is perfect. Izzy getting that knockout was even bigger for him, his legacy, his everything, because he finally got the revenge. And not only was it a knockout, he got his knockout back because the first fight, it went to a draw. It went to the judges. The second one, he went to sleep. The third one, he got early stoppage. You can say what you want.
Yeah.
Early stoppage. That's what he's saying. You know what I mean? I think it was a good stoppage. And then he got to close the book where he put him back to sleep. And he could have put him to sleep in the first one. So it looked good because in every fight, Izzy dominated. I ain't going to say dominated, but he was winning. And he was looking good in these fights. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And, Pierre should have lost the first one because he got a long-standing 8 count. A lot of people don't know about that. All they keep running is like, oh, it's 3-1. It's 3-1.
Yeah.
You guys need to really look at these fights. That's why Alex knows, like, he's heard he's lost. He did knock him out. You know what I mean? He did beat him again, but he knows how much Izzy put him to the test. Izzy was probably his hardest fight as Alex was Izzy's hardest fight. So this fight for both of them, especially Izzy, was huge, was very huge, because he finally gets to say, I beat him. And the only thing that I'm going to take from Izzy is that Alex, he did it to himself. He dropped 35 to 40 pounds to get to this fight, and it was 2 hours before weigh-in. He needed to drop 2 more pounds. I don't know how much that fucked his body up. Did that make him
Couldn't have been good for it.
Yeah, I'm not taking nothing from Izzy. Please don't, because they are right. The guy's a light heavyweight. That's too much weight to come down. That's way too much weight. I would rather see them do a catch weight, revenge blood match. This ends all legacy fight. Don't have to be no belts. 195, whatever, make it a big fight. I think they can make that later if they're both winning and they're up and they both still holding the titles and all that shit. I think that would be a great fight. Doesn't have to be the titles. These two it's way more than that title. This is blood. It's not a heated rivalry, but it's not John Jones and DC, but it's up there, man. You know what I'm saying? You got his son falling out on him, and he's falling out on his son. His son's crying. You know what I'm saying?
Well, don't bury the lead. Don't bury the lead. Let me hop in here and say this.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Israel Adesanya, when he first came into the UFC, nobody really did their homework on him. They didn't really know how dangerous he was. So these guys were getting after it. They were going after Israel, and Israel was dispatching them with extreme prejudice. Israel became the UFC champion and knocked out Robert Whittaker in disgusting fashion. He walked through hell to get the interim belt. He walked through hell to get the interim belt against Kelvin Gastelum. Not to mention, after so long at the top, doing dirt, laying down cold demonstration after cold demonstration, these guys got in there and decided, hey, I'm going to point fight Israel. I'm going to do what it takes so I can see the final bell. Well, Poatan ain't that guy. Poatan goes for it. And he was in Izzy's face the whole time in all 4 of their fights. Well, when a guy is actually in your face and actually getting after it, that's when the most knockouts are produced, because these guys are actually taking risks. So the people that wanted to criticize Israel and say, hey, he's point fighting, No, these guys aren't getting after it. They aren't going for it. And when they do
ain't
go
taking no
for it,
chances.
you see, like the first fight, Izzy got finished. Poatan went for it. Poatan went for it again, and he got finished. The point that I'm trying to make here is knockouts happen when they go for it. So don't write the story of Israel Adesanya as he mentioned. He was like, write your shit now, write your shit now. Yeah, because everybody's a critic, but he's actually in there putting it all on the line, and he got it all back with all of the stakes as high as they've been, because this was a make or break fight. And with that being said, you buried the lead. So I'm going to go ahead. Go ahead. If you got something else to say, you go ahead.
I was going to say, when you go off what you said, Gaston was the only one to me that pushed, and Robert Whittaker the first fight. Robert Whittaker pushed the first fight. That's why those fights were the way they were. Derek pushed, but then when you from Romero on, these guys were so respectful to Izzy and did not want to let the hands fly, because they all saw how much of a counterpuncher he was, and they didn't want to get caught, and some of them still got caught. You know what I mean? Like, in a way, you can't get mad at a guy if he's a counter fighter and he's setting things up. But if you're not going to throw a punch, then what do you want me to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to keep giving you shots to knock me out? I'm supposed to keep pushing for you? No, that ain't how it works. And if you let it go to the judges, I'm the champ, I'm going to win. That's your fault. You should have pushed me. And Alex, he pushed. He knew what he wanted, and he went for it. Let's go. Let's do it.
You're good. And
yep.
So you buried the lead. You mentioned it. Israel Adesanya, he's petty. And and I got him discussing this in just a second, but he doesn't forget anything. If you go back to the kickboxing matches, Izzy got knocked out. Poatan's son's in there acting a damn fool. Look at him getting up right here behind him. He's like Izzy remembers that shit. Points him out in the crowd, and there is a shot. There is a shot of Poatan's kids crying in the crowd. But I didn't get that on here. But I got the meat and potatoes. I got his son mocking Izzy after Poatan knocked him out in kickboxing, and then Izzy getting that sweet revenge. Go ahead and break that down, bro.
Well, first off, I don't think young kids should be at the fights, especially like this. You know what I mean? But his son going in the ring and his dad ain't saying nothing. It was all funny. It was all fun and games. It's all fun and games until your dad gets knocked out. Now all of a sudden, I'm supposed to be the one that's supposed to take the high road. You ain't tell your son not to come in the ring. You ain't yell at him. You thought it was funny. You know what I'm saying? Let me have my fun. I don't have a kid, so I'm gonna pick with your kid. Me and him got beef. You know what I'm saying? We got beef.
Some people are coming out and they're supporting Israel Adesanya for, keeping the receipt, so to speak. While others are saying, this is like, some other people are saying, this is disgusting. That's a kid. You know what I mean? Of course, you know what I mean? He's a kid. You're a grown man. You know what I mean? You need to be the man. What's your stance on that? Like, do you think this is a good look or not for Izzy?
Man, that kid is like 12 years old now. He ain't no kid. He done hit a little bit of puberty. Them boys tall. Yeah, you want to troll? You got to get trolled back. We can't be giving these kids passes. You went in the ring, you fell down, and you out there crying. Your dad getting up, but you should have thought about that. And your dad shouldn't have brought you to the fight anyway.
You said he shouldn't have brought him there anyways.
He shouldn't have brought him to the fight anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. You bring kids into adult environments, this is what you're gonna get. Yeah.
I got you. Izzy actually had something to say regarding this as well. I'm going to go ahead and cut to that.
Yeah, I changed the tactics up a bit, and I listened to my corner, and I trusted my instinct. But there was a moment when I was visualizing this fight, I was like, if I get the chance, or when I get the chance, George Foreman, Muhammad Ali, phantom punch, would I just let him slide? But I was like, nah, fuck that. He wouldn't have done the same to me. He'll fucking come for the kill. So the honorable thing I could have done was put him out of his misery. And after that rope-a-dope moment, I saw him lying flat on the ground, frozen like Elsa.
God. You also obviously had quite an emotional celebration where you fired not one but 3 arrows into him. I wonder if there's a significance to there being the number of 3 arrows. And then I'm sure you sort of motioned to someone in the crowd and took a little dive.
Oh, no, I'm petty, bro. I remember. So the first time he knocked me out in Brazil, his son came into the ring and then started to just lie dead next to me. And I'm like, you fucking little asshole. I'll whoop your ass if your dad don't do it for you. But then, I looked for his kid, and I pointed at him, and I saw him, and I was like, hey. Just a reminder. I saw him backstage. We're cool. He's a great champion. He's a warrior. He is his story, bro. I mean that. I'm the antagonist in his story. He's a fucking beast, man. Coming from where he's come from, the adversities he's been through in his life to get to where he's gotten now and taking me out the way he has. It's a fucking beautiful story for him. But like I said, tonight, it's not about his story. It's about my story, which is history.
If this was an anime, that kid now becomes a fighter and comes...
Bro,
It's the truth.
If you can crawl, we can brawl.
the kid becomes a fighter and comes and whoops your damn ass. Is he like, eat it?
Hey, wouldn't that be a story, bro?
Oh, that would be crazy. I mean, Izzy would have to be around for a long time. But before we move on, I want to get to a few of the reactions from the crowd, of course, and some of Izzy's supporters. So let's get to that. Jamal Hill was pumped.
Yeah, it's the one right here. They got new height.
You said what do you want to do? It's always better to not get hit. I'm like, my heart, like, woo. That was amazing finish. Oh my God. Wow.
I agree. It was an amazing finish. That was highlight reel, bulletin board, all of that. You know what I mean? So, is this a better knockout? Okay, is this a better knockout than Robert Whittaker? And don't take the stake. I mean, because they're both high stakes. Both of them are high stakes. Both of them were disgusting. Like, and then is this a better celebration than the machine guns?
Bro.
Like which one? Like which one? Which one do you take? Do you take the arrows in the moment, the knockout, or do you take the other knockout? And you know what I mean? He cashed in the check. He said there's a new dog in the yard, and I just pissed all over this cage. And he went in there and really knocked the fuck out of Robert Whittaker. So, like, both of them are huge stakes. So I'll give it to you. What do you think?
All right. So for finishes, Izzy got it, bro. Izzy got the finishes. You know what I'm saying? The machine gun, I forgot about that one. That was nasty. Yeah. But the Robert Whittaker fight, it was big. It was big. I knew he was going to win that fight. I don't know how. I knew he was going to win it. The knockout with Whittaker was fire, bro. It was fire. The way he clipped him, he almost beat him in the first round towards the end. I don't know what it is with Izzy at the last minute of the round, even the last minute of this fight. In this round, Izzy seems to, I don't know what it is with him in that, but it's like it ticks with him. He's like, oh, that's it. And he runs out of time sometimes. But so to get back on it, this one, dude, the arrows was raw. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Alex's intro is raw as fuck. And that last arrow, when he goes like that and yells that, and Izzy's just like, soup. And he holds it, bro. He holds it. It's just, bro. I felt that arrow. That hit him in the heart, bro. That was the kill shot. That was, give me my shit back. You know what I'm saying? That's what Red did the Debo, bro. That was, give me my shit back, bro. That was that arrow, man. That was that arrow. That shit, that had everything on it, bro. That had everything. Yes. That was the one. So then,
so you give the style points for the knockout. You give it to the Whittaker fight, but the celebration you give the arrows. Gotcha.
The arrows all day.
I agree. What's the question that people want to ask after a big fight?
The question that everybody wants to ask to the champion?
After a big fight.
It's always like, how do you feel, man? It's like, how does this make you feel? That's
Well,
one of the biggest questions. I guess if that's what you want,
well,
I'm really trying to get somewhere.
yeah, I was
So
trying
might
to
as
get
well
somewhere.
better
The question
look
that
it up.
the question is like when something's over and it's in the books and the outcome has been determined. Everybody wants to know what's next. And this is Izzy
Yes. What's next?
basically
Yes.
breaking down what's next. I'm just going to cut to him on the solo dolo tip. We'll break it down.
Trust me.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, blue shorts, blue tape around the wrist. It made sense. And then I started to channel Nipsey a little bit. I kept on saying, everyone else can stay on the sideline they used to. Because when it's time, I'm front line every time it's on, nigga.
And last one for me. Traditionally, right, everyone's going to be like, oh, well, it's 1-1 in MMA. There should be a trilogy.
I don't keep score. I settle them.
But I'm gonna
now
say-
it's settled. Look, I gave him a fast track to the belt. You know, I could have said, nah, fuck no. Who has he fought? Like, he fought one top 5. Nah, but, you know, he did well. Fought some all right guys and beat the fucking Strickland. I was like, okay, fine. There's no one else. But also, I was looking for that challenge. The guy that beat me in kickboxing, I was looking for that challenge. That's why I took that fight. The rematch, I got the immediate rematch because of what I've done in this game. I won the belt against Kevin. I defended against Rob, Romero, Costa, Vittori, Rob again, Cannonier. That's 7. My other belt will have 7 fucking gems on it, you know? So I did the hard yards, and I earned my fucking rematch, you know? Now he's got to do the hard yards if he wants to do that, but I don't think it's going to because he go cause problems at 205, and fuck, good luck to everybody else because he's a motherfucker to deal with. I'll tell you that.
That's the truth.
So with that being said, like he's pretty much sending Poatan to 205. He's sending Poatan to 205. And again, like I said, the question that people ask typically is, what's next? What do you think is next for Poatan, Alex Pereira?
He doesn't get a title shot like we were screaming that night. I said there's no way he's getting a shot back at the title. He didn't earn it fast. He got his fast track. He got the lucky knockout. If he stays in this division, he needs a couple fights. He needs to prove that Izzy knockout wasn't a fluke, and can he handle some of the other people that Izzy handled? Like, honestly, he needs to prove that because it's proven that you can't dominate the champion. So you beat Strickland. He's a fucking wrestler. Whip-de-doo. I don't. To me, that division, I feel like there's only like three top dogs in there. I don't really see like it's being that diverse. So that's why it's easy for Izzy to run through there. And I'm not shitting on the competition. I'm not saying those guys, but there's Israel Adesanya, and it was Alex because Alex beat him, but Alex lost, so he's like right here. If he loses to somebody else, then it's like, okay, yeah, you got fast track. If he beats him, then it's sad because it's Izzy and Alex. And then that third fight would be a big fight for the title. If he goes to the heavyweight division or the light heavyweight, I'm sorry, and eventually gets a chance to avenge Glover Teixeira for losing to Jamal Hill, there's a storyline in that too. You know what I mean? Avenging his coach, and he doesn't have to drop all this goddamn weight. So let's say he does 2 more fights at the 180, and he's dropping 40 pounds twice. That's 80 pounds in a year. How good is that for your liver? How much longer can you keep that shit up? You know what I mean? He's up there in age. He's 36. I think Adesanya's 33. So dropping weight like that is definitely going to take a toll. So it's easier to sit at the 205. It's easier. So, I mean, there's no point in that fight right now, man. There's no point.
I mean, UFC president Dana White agrees with you. He thinks that Alex Pereira should move up to 205 pounds as well. He did come in pretty heavy. And I think if memory serves me correctly, he was the last to weigh in. That definitely means something. Obviously, he's a big man. He's often been seen with light heavyweights like, Dominic Reyes and other guys, that bigger guys fighting in bigger weight classes, and he's looking on par with them, and sometimes he's even bigger than them. So
keep that for a second. Don't take that down. Can I say something?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Look at him. Does he look like a true 180? Does he look super bony? Does he look like he lost a little bit of muscle? Don't he look over lean? Look at the cuts in his face. He's dropped way too much weight, bro. Like, you can see it in his body. Like, he's probably got like 0.0000 body fat right now, and he's dehydrated. This is after a weigh-in, and he's going in to go fight somebody with no jaw muscles, neck muscles depleted. His body is spent, man. And I'm not taking nothing from Izzy. Izzy won that goddamn fight. He could have beat Izzy too. So that's not the problem. But I'm just saying the wear and tear on his body at his age. You know what I mean? Like that's, and you're only getting so many IVs back there. So it's, yeah, man. Don't kill yourself, man.
I mean,
Please
I
don't.
agree with you. I agree with you. We saw what happened to TJ Dillashaw. You cut a lot of weight, you're susceptible. You're more susceptible for the knockout. Like
Yeah.
your chin doesn't. You're cutting your chin off too when you're cutting all that damn weight. Like you're making yourself a lot more frail, if you
Yeah.
will. So I
And you take
definitely agree with.
fluids out of
I,
oh, my bad. Go ahead.
no, you're good. No, you're good.
I was going to say, and you're taking a lot of the fluids out of your brain too when you dehydrate like that. Like you have fluids in your head, and so that rattle.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of shit. It's a lot of factors, bro. It's a lot of factors.
A lot of fans are clamoring for, hey, Izzy just, got his belt back. Let's just jump right into Israel Adesanya versus Khamzat Chimaev. I just want to say this. Khamzat Chimaev has beaten Gerald Meerschaert at 185 pounds. Yes, he's beaten Gilbert Burns at 170. And yes, we've seen the UFC give fighters from a lower weight class title fights, even after coming off of losses. Chael Sonnen. See Chael Sonnen versus John Jones. I got the poster right here. Anyways, with that being said, it wouldn't be crazy or unprecedented for them to do that. But does Khamzat Chimaev have a legitimate shot of getting a UFC middleweight title fight with one win and with relatively one, and maybe I think he's got two. I think he beat the Leech at 85 too. That might have been 170 though. He's been fluctuating, but he's fought more at 170, and he's beat a better guy in Gilbert Burns at 170. Big bro, like, would you be upset at all if they threw Khamzat Chimaev in there with Stylebender next?
No, I wouldn't be upset, but I think it's bullshit. And I say it's bullshit because all they got to do now is throw some hype behind the guy's name and he gets a shot at the fucking belt. This would be the second guy to leap over everybody in the division to get a belt shot. He's gotta go through some people, bro. He's gotta fight a couple people, man. Like we can't keep doing this because one guy is running through the whole damn division. Like we can't keep throwing these people up here. And then let's just say he gets lucky again. Let's say that Chimaev gets lucky and beats Adesanya. Adesanya automatically gets his title shot again, right? So now every time Adesanya fights somebody, he doesn't get to see him or whatever. He loses, he gets a title shot, he gets the title back. It's like, yo, this is getting stupid. We're getting dumb fights. I get it. There's nobody there. Costa does have a chance. He does have a legit shot. He's at 5 right now. He gets another win or two. Maybe he can leapfrog over the other two that has it. Izzy is going to beat him. There's not really anybody else there, so I see why they want to do it. But let's just say they give him the shot and he loses. So you done lost all that hype you had with Chimaev because let's say Izzy makes him look like shit too. Because he can't get to Izzy, get him down. Izzy got it with a knee, whatever, and he wins that shit. He wins that fight. Now what you do with Chimaev? Because now he's got to go all the way to the back, and now he's got to work his way all the way up. You know what I mean? To me, it don't make sense. But I get why they're doing it. If that answers your question, son.
I mean, I get why they're I get why they're doing it too. And as you see here, Khamzat on social media calling for the fight with Izzy. But at the end of the day, like if you look at 170 pounds, like that is the division where you could really legitimately give Khamzat a title fight without much pushback from the morality police, because he does have a win over Gilbert Burns. And we'll get to that. Gilbert Burns retired Jorge Masvidal this past Saturday. We'll get to that. But He's got to win over that guy. And that guy is, other than Colby Covington, who's seemingly getting the next title shot against Leon Edwards. You got Bilal Muhammad in the mix, but Shavkat Rakhmonov. But again, Hamzat has a win over Burns. So he's got a leg up on all those guys, not named Colby Covington. At 185 pounds, which, yeah, he missed weight for the Diaz fight, but clearly made enough weight to fight Gilbert Burns and walk through hell to get the victory. I mean, I guess the safer fight would be at 85, but he's only missed weight once, right? I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
When you got a guy that's got that kind of notoriety and that kind of buzz, I mean, it's like they know that they can make money off of this. So that's why that's why they would potentially push him into a big fight like that. Let's not forget, guys, Conor McGregor got a UFC title fight after beating Dennis Seaver. Google Dennis Seaver. Look at his Wikipedia. But when I push it to you, bro, Hamzat Chimaev versus Stylebender, from what we know from each of them in a potential fantasy matchup, who takes the belt?
In the fantasy matchup, I'm just gonna go with the experience. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the champ. I'm gonna go with the striker. This is Izzy's natural weight, so maybe he could defend the takedowns because a lot of people have been trying to take him down too. So it might be a little bit easier. With the question that you asked, I'm gonna answer it. Izzy's gonna take that. I had a couple other things I wanted to say, but we'll just push on with this. So, and yeah.
Say what you need to say. What you need to say.
All right. So I was gonna go back to when you said that for him with the 170, Chimaev, it is perfect, but he couldn't make the weight. He missed it by 15 pounds, bro. And he basically gave up on trying to lose that fucking weight. So what happens if he does that again? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why he can't. Like, he tried everything. He said he almost killed himself dropping that weight. So that means he's got to live his life at 170. He's got to stay down there, stay close to it. It's easier for him here. I personally would give him Casa. Let his hype run there. Give him Casa. He beats Casa. Give him.
Then you can legitimately throw him in there for the belt. Yeah, yeah.
That's exactly what I would do. And the winner of that fight gets the shot at the title.
Hell, they could throw him in there with Dricus du Plessis. They could. Yeah. They could. He's high enough up there. If Hamzat gets a top 5, top 6 middleweight win, they could legitimately throw him in there for a belt because of his notoriety. Mm-hmm. Hamzat ain't the only guy calling him out. You got the guy that holds the first victory over Israel Adesanya, Jan Blachowicz, is in the mix. Yeah, he said this time, let's run it back for your belt, Izzy. Yeah, Jan, the former middleweight. Yeah, this guy was a middleweight before moving up and becoming the light heavyweight champion and defeating Dominic Reyes by vicious KO. But yes, he has a victory over Izzy. He's trying to throw his name in the hat to come back down to middleweight and get it on with the Stylebender again and potentially become champion again. Who would you favor in this potential rematch?
Well, first, I want you to say thank me for not stepping on your feet because I was going to mention that. So I didn't say it, but I know you. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you.
I got you, brother. I got you. So with this fight right here, this is the fight I want to see. I think this fight has more stipulation on it because Adesanya lost. He went up to try to take that man's belt and he lost. Now he's going to come down to try to take Adesanya's belt, and he's coming to Adesanya's world. Now he's got to drop the weight because Adesanya barely put the weight on. Does his wrestling hold up down here? How much stronger is he down here? You know what I'm saying? How much is he giving up to come down here? Now it's kind of even grounds here. Yes, this is the fight that should be made right here. I think if he can make the weight, make the fight. This is a legacy fight. This is Adesanya going through righting all his wrongs right here. Make this one. Give Makachev that what we said and make this, and that's that. Yes.
I agree with you, bro. Listen, we all know that Alex Pereira is the biggest threat to Israel Adesanya's middleweight throne. He just took the damn thing from him. And yeah, Izzy got it back emphatically, but let's not kid ourselves. Outside of an immediate rematch, an immediate trilogy, which I don't see happening with Pereira, nobody wants to see Izzy fight anybody else in the division right now. So Jan coming down would be the best thing for the division. It would be the next best potential opponent for Izzy, as he's already cleared out the division. You're not going to do the Pereira rematch, do the Blachowicz rematch. And Izzy could get redemption on his ass too. Or not. I'm here for it. I'm here to see it. But with that being said, it's interesting that Jan Blachowicz would be calling for a middleweight title fight when his last fight was for the light heavyweight championship, and it ended in a majority draw. I mean, you just drew for the light heavyweight championship, and now your next fight, you want to go down and fight for the middleweight championship. You know, I know you got to win over this guy, but hell, you damn near became light heavyweight champion again. I mean, I guess the world's his oyster right now. What's your thoughts on that?
This is the bigger fight. This is the biggest
Facts.
fight he can make. This is a money fight for him. People want to see this fight. This is the next guy to beat Izzy. There's Izzy haters. Motherfuckers is going to come in here. Yes, I want to see Izzy lose. He don't deserve that belt. I can't stand him. Blachowicz beat him. Izzy can't wrestle. Bring it on. Pack a crowd. Maybe take it back to, maybe go to Abu Dhabi. Maybe go back to Miami. Maybe try to see if New York crowd got it and come back with a vengeance in there. You know what I'm saying? This is a fight that needs to be made. Throw something great on the undercard, and we got us another barn burner, baby. We got us another barn burner right here, man. For sure. I understand why he wants this fight. You're not selling the pay-per-view up there right now. You're selling the pay-per-view right here. This is the sale right here. Go get that bag. Go get that bag.
Bro, you hit the nail right on the damn head. You know, ball peen hammer. Like this is that's the biggest fight. It's the money fight, and Blachowicz is smart. He knows he's not long for mixed martial arts. He's been around for a long time. Who knows how much longer he'll be around? You know what I mean? So yeah, that would be the biggest fight. And Blachowicz realizes how big a star Adesanya is. I get it. I get it. Like, why hang around and fight the likes of Jamal Hill and Yuri Prohashka and Magomed Ankalaev? You know what I mean? These guys have relative names as of right now, but they ain't mega stars. Izzy's a damn star. So yeah, bro, you hit the nail right on the fucking head with that one. I can't even like respond to that. So I'll move on to Izzy wearing the dog collar at the press conference and the similarities that has to one Jet Li in the movie I think it was. You know what I mean? Yeah. So and everybody knows once the collar comes off, all hell is unleashed.
The animal comes out.
Yeah, the animal definitely comes out, and I think Izzy, you know what I mean? Although he was compromised, his leg was compromised, and he played a little possum, he was true to form in there, and he really unleashed the animal. Did you want to make any type of did you have any comments to the similarities of this before I move to Izzy breaking down, potentially switching his game plan in this fight?
The only thing I wanted to say is there's a lot of people making fun of him, didn't know where the reference came from, talking about he looked stupid because what he was wearing. You know what I mean? He was wearing that African garment. I don't know if you guys seen the video where the guys be bouncing up and down with the sticks. That's exactly, I don't know what tribe that is. So excuse my history or whatever, geographic, whatever. That's what the attire. And with that collar, people saying he was looking stupid. And I'm like, no, if you ain't seen that movie Unleashed, you have no idea the significance of what it means when he clips that collar off and says, get him. And Jet Li goes, ate shit.
Yeah, I kind of messed up on that one. I said the one. It is Unleashed. Sorry about that.
Yes, it is Unleashed, bro. That is my movie, bro. Morgan Freeman in there talking, gave him some sense, brought him back. It's that collar when he had it on. I was like, wow, okay, you better come with that energy. And he came with some energy. It wasn't unleashed energy, but it was this energy. It was that
he
energy.
knocked his ass out.
Yeah. And that phantom punch that he's talking about, that was Sonny Liston that got knocked out with the phantom punch. It wasn't George Foreman. That's why he was standing over and he said, "Get up, sucker. I didn't hit you."
Yeah.
That's the phantom punch. So he kind of messed that one up. But we'll let you slide, Izzy. You know what I'm saying?
He deserves a mulligan.
Yeah.
Here's Izzy on his here's Izzy on his game plan.
Israel over here.
Okay.
You're trending on Nigerian Twitter right now.
I should be.
Yeah, definitely.
I want people me. I want Dubo me.
Yes, Israel Mobola Gio Duayo Oluwafemi Temitayo Wula Biomo Adesanya.
Tell him say.
You're an African champion again.
Look, the three kings still exist. Even like I said, with Poitin, no matter what, he's always going to be a champion. A lot of people will try and like write me off and like, oh, you're not the champion anymore. But I was like, bro, they still call me champ. And I'm still a champion. I still carry myself as a champion. So Kamaru Usman, Francis Ngannou, they're still champions. They're always going to be champions no matter what. Once a champion, you're always a champion.
Sport is one thing that unites us in Africa. We had an election recently, and all the three major tribes were factioned. Tonight, you were uniting people. Nigerians.
He's going to talk about Dricus du Plessis.
People who were arguing and fighting each other just last week. We're talking about you.
Israel,
talk about how important
Israel, Bumaye, Israel, Bumaye, Israel, Bumaye. Look, fuck, I don't want to give this nigga no clout.
I love the pause.
I want to whoop his ass so bad. I want to do it in South Africa or Nigeria. And but he's got to do work. He's got to do something. Show me something so I can whoop that ass and I can show you history. I'll remind you, because you got to choose your words wisely when you speak on people that have come before you. People that paved the way for you. You got to pick your words wisely. You want to try and be a big boy. You want to bamba. You want to G with the big boys. You got to choose your words wisely. But I don't want to give him no clout. But if he does work, and I pray to God he keeps winning, I will gladly drag his carcass across South Africa. Wallahi.
And he's talking about Dricus du Plessis.
Oh,
DDP, not Diamond Dallas. Don't call him Diamond Dallas Page. You know what I mean? So with that being said, like if he ever fights Dricus du Plessis, bro, I think he starches his ass inside a round. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Du Plessis like just throws himself out there and then he gasses and gets sloppy. Like you can't fight that way against a guy like Israel Adesanya. What do you think about his words here?
I felt him. Because first of all, I just want to say, man, Nigerian language, do they sound like they just too cool and gangster with that shit when they
they are.
Man,
yeah.
They sound like they fuck some shit up. But yeah, man. I do feel like he was out of pocket. He was out of pocket with what he said. Du Plessis was out of pocket with some of the stuff he said because, like I said, you don't know what Francis Ngannou went through. He tried to lead the country 13 times, bro. North and South Africa are two different things. You know what I mean? So shut your mouth if you don't know what the hell's going on up there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, come on, man. And as for Adesanya and Kamaru Usman, their families left the country because they was trying to do something better for their kids. They had opportunities. I don't know. I'm not going to speak on that.
Can't be mad at that.
But you don't know why they left the country. You don't know how many times they came back. You don't know nothing. You're just mad they got the belts. Africa's praising them, and you ain't got one. I get you trying to bring clout to your name. I get you trying to say something, but hey, respect him just as much. That's just like a Mexican leaving Mexico because of the cartel, coming to America, and then making a name for themselves, getting the belt, and still calling themselves Mexican. Why are they not Mexicans anymore? Because they're leaving a country that there's a lot of bad stuff happening. You can't say that to them, man, because they're just as much blooded in that country as you are. That's how I feel about it, bro.
I feel it. It's a test of authenticity. Maybe he's the ultimate promoter. Maybe he is setting up the potential showdown one. I'd like to think he's that smart and that he would be doing something like that. But yeah, come on, man. These are definitely Africans. Like, and something that is usually synonymous with being African is dark skin. I mean, I get it. Like, there's other ethnicities in South Africa. There are, white people are in South Africa. They're in Africa. I get that.
Yes.
But you know what I mean? At the core of the African is the black man. And with that being said, we're gonna move on to Drizzy Drake. Listen, before this fight happened, Pajeda was confident and he went out there in social media and he said, "Hey, I hope Drake bets on the right guy this time." And the funny thing about that is that Drake did bet on the right guy, and he didn't bet on him, and he ended up cashing a big boy bag, on 2 bets on Izzy. Izzy to win by KO, and Izzy to win. I believe were the 2 bets, and Izzy cashed on both of those, and Drake took home a handsome treasure. Not that he would have cared either way. He definitely wouldn't have cared either way, but
he would have cared because that's his ego.
Yeah, well, he definitely. I mean, Champagne Poppy is what he calls himself.
Yeah.
He definitely took home the bag, and Izzy had something to say about the whole betting. And I'm just gonna cut to that.
Mike Feldman with NBC Sports. Did Brandon Marshall reach out to you yet?
That's my dog. Yeah, he put 100K on me, but I told him, look, shout out to Brandon, shout out to Drizzy, shout out to everybody else that bet on me. But you have to realize, every time I step in that octagon, I put my life on the line. That's the biggest bet on this line. That's the biggest parlay you can make, is put your life on this shit, because a lot of people don't come back out when they step in there. I don't know how long he was out for, but again, I left him frozen like Elsa. He could have stayed frozen.
Oh my God,
He
man,
melted
I
and came
can't
back
do
to
that.
life. I beat the Drake curse. I haven't, bro. What did I say? What fucking curse? What I did, I framed the gloves and the wraps, and I wrote on the frame inside, "What fucking curse," and that was my gift to him, because he can buy whatever he wants. But that shit right there, that was priceless.
There's been a lot of people debunking the Drake curse, but that is pretty dope. He's right. Drake can buy whatever he wants, and for him to frame those and send them to Drake, I'm sure Drake appreciated the gesture. With that being said, what's your thoughts on these large sporting bets? And the historic one was Holly Holm beating Ronda Rousey, and some guy putting a bunch of money and cashing on that. But coming in, being 0-3, having Brandon Marshall put 200 racks on him, having Drake put what he put on him. I mean, do you think the question is, do you think Israel Adesanya's performances during those fights, whether he got finished or not, but his performance during the lion's share of those fights gave fans, and Vegas even had Izzy as the favorite the whole time? So do you think they just ultimately thought, yes, Izzy hasn't beat this guy through 3 fights, but he's the better fighter somehow?
Yeah. If I had that kind of money, I would have betted on Izzy. I would have betted on Izzy and talk shit the other way, like, oh man, he's gonna lose. You know how I do, man. I'd look for every way for them to lose, and then they win, because I know it, but I always, But yes, I would have put that money on Izzy easy. And if he was the underdog, I would have doubled my money down on him. Because that is the easiest lottery ticket I'm gonna ever get. I'm just being real. The guy was winning he was basically putting it on every fight to me. I didn't see every last one of his losses. It was like, dang it, man. Dang it, you was right there. I know you got it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I know you don't want me to say the ifs. 10 more seconds and the first fight would have looked like this fight right here. That's all I'm saying, bro.
That's highly possible. That's highly possible. You know what I mean? We've seen Izzy in the kickboxing have Pajeda in trouble, but but for the sake of time, we're gonna move forward. This is the striking stats of the 18-year-old prodigy Raul Rosas Jr., who was asking for a top 15 opponent. He went on record saying, "Hey, I can beat everyone in this division." let's look at these stats here. So Raul Rosas Jr. loses by unanimous decision to Christian Rodriguez. He improves to 9-1. Rosas falls to 7-1. Rosas is 2 for 19 on total strikes. He hit Christian Rodriguez twice. Took him down 3 times. I mean, if this isn't one-way fucking traffic, I don't know what is. He hit the guy twice, and the fight went to the cards. I mean, he's lucky they didn't put him in there with a real killer, because a real killer would have hurt this kid, and really fucked up his development. This guy thought that he was going to get in there, grapple Rodriguez to the ground, and submit him with relative ease. But when adversity struck and he was going balls to the wall, trying to secure this takedown, he blew his damn wad. And Christian Rodriguez was able to do pretty much whatever he wanted to him. A better fighter would have took his ass out or busted him up really bad. I'm glad it was Christian Rodriguez in there with him. And I hope Rosas gets more confidence and more skill in the striking department, because it's not there. Bro.
First off, I think the kid went in there and thought it was a grapple match. I think he forgot that you could swing. And then the 2 punches he threw, I thought I heard him say, I'm sorry. Was I supposed to do that? I'm not sure. I don't know. You putting a kid in the ring with a man. He got lucky. He got a young man. If he got somebody that was at least 27, or I'm going to say in their 30s, 31, 32, a seasoned fighter, somebody that would have took that personal, that they put a kid in the ring with me. This is what y'all think of me? Oh, I don't think they could have pulled the guy off of him in time. 2 strikes. And then it's this takedown that took forever to get him down. Like, I get it. He looked sharp with the takedowns. He stayed on him. You know what I mean? Come on, man. You're a kid. This is the reason why they don't put kids out of high school in the NFL. Dana said, yeah, there's some grown man strength. That ain't no grown man strength. That's just a boy. That is a boy. You don't. He's not ready. And obviously, he can't even strike, man. He has no.
Let me ask you this question: Should examples like this, and examples like Chase Hooper getting the shit beat out of him at a young age, Sage Northcutt getting the shit beat out of him at a young age, over at Bellator, Aaron Pico, oh, he's got the Golden Gloves, oh, he's a tremendous wrestler, he's a damn prodigy, getting knocked out by Henry Corrales, and he got knocked out by somebody else too. My point of saying this is that these promotions are salivating at the idea of a prodigy. Everybody's saying, oh, they brought Rosas Jr. over from the Contender Series, but Bo Nickel, when he was over there, he had to fight again. Well, the thing about it is Bo Nickel already had a name, so you keep him on the Contender Series, and people watch the Contender Series to see Bo Nickel. On the flip side, Rosas Jr., he's young as fuck. You bring him into the UFC so you can say he's young as fuck, and then people will go to see how young he is and see how he does. Like, it's a business. It is a business. But should they implement what they do, let's say, in the NBA or the NFL, where you just have to have a requisite amount of time post high school to compete professionally? Because I don't know. I mean, like I said, if there wasn't Christian Rodriguez and it was somebody else that had these dominant positions on a gassed 18-year-old kid, they would have busted his ass up really bad. What do you think, bro? Should they implement that?
Yeah, it could have got real ugly. I think they need to have a developmental camp. They need to have the kids that have went on the Contenders again. I think they need to slow it down. These guys are not going to find another John Jones. I get it. You're trying to find the next young champ that could reign supreme for a long time, bring you money for a long time. That was lightning striking in a bottle to me. It could happen again, but God damn it, it is rare. It is rare, and you're not going to find that right now, especially with an 18-year-old. Like, you need somebody to come off the streets that has no choice. Like Deontay Wilder, they just turned to something. They needed it. You know what I mean? You brought a kid that was cocky. I don't think he felt anything that needed to push him in there. And like you said, it's a business. They got to develop these kids. They got to develop them because you can ruin this kid. Let's just say that he did get his ass beat bad, right? And he took a nasty knockout. And he's 18. He's going to continue to fight for another 5 more years and probably get knocked out again. Let's just say that happened. Now he's got 5 nasty knockouts. He could have been something. His head's messed up. You fucked him up. This kid could kill himself for depression, not living up to the hype, feeling like a letdown, feeling like he screwed his family over, he screwed his mom, he ruined his name. I don't know what gets in some of these kids' heads, but that push was a dangerous push. That was dangerous. And to be honest with you, I think Rodriguez kind of took it a little easy on him.
You might be right.
I think he was like, yo, he felt him as like, yo, this is a fucking kid. Like, I can't do this. You know what I mean? So yeah, they got to implement something better because it's gonna look real bad for Dana. Let's just say that kid just got destroyed, swelled up, busted up bad
in front of the world.
In front of the world, yo, they would have been like, yo, you can't. This is too savage. You can't be putting kids in here with these men. Like, they dodged a bullet, a real bullet.
You think they pulled Christian Rodriguez aside in the back and were like, in case you get, if you know for sure you're gonna dominate this kid, taper it back a little bit. Raul Rosas Jr. fought a man for 15 minutes and hit him twice. Okay, Raul Rosas Jr. also got added to the UFC video game. Oh crap! I kind of fucked that up. Let me fix that.
Not all them stars.
Let me fix that. Anyways, put it here. Yeah, he got added. Raul Rosas Jr. got added to the UFC's game. And now that we've seen him fight a man for 15 minutes and land just 2 strikes, 2. Do you think these stats should be edited, or do you think this kid should just be removed from the game altogether?
Bro, that needs to be an emergency updated patch, and he needs to be put in there as a custom character, bro. All those stars should go down to 1. It should be like a career mode for him. Like, they should put him in his own little thing, and it should be a career mode. What if you build him the right way? Like, he shouldn't be fighting nobody.
Well, his grappling's still good. I think his striking should go down tremendously, but his grappling
down to 3. Or 2. Okay. I take it down to 2 because he did all that grappling and got 1 takedown.
He got 3.
Now, it was 3. It was 3. Okay.
Yeah, but he didn't. He got like a neck crank, a couple tries at like a rear naked choke, but he didn't get anything like really like close to ending, like really, really close to ending the fight. So ultimately, it wasn't fruitful. Go ahead.
They tripping on that striking, bro.
They're tripping.
He might be the first character in the video game that gets a half a star.
He fought a man for 15 minutes. He hit him twice. I can't. I'm going to keep going back to that. 15 minutes of fighting. He landed twice. I'm just saying.
Hey, is that worse than that guy fighting Roy Jones Jr. and he didn't land a punch for a whole round?
I mean, I would say it was worse, but I'm not because it's Roy Jones Jr. I mean, this guy's Christian Rodriguez. This ain't the Roy Jones Jr. of MMA. This is Christian Rodriguez 8-1 coming in. So no, it's not worse. I mean, this is worse than that. Yes. To answer your question.
Oh my God! This dude had 15 minutes to throw to land at least a double-digit strike. He got the double. Hey, what do you call that? What do Charles Barkley call that? The double
donut. What do you say? The triple donut. What do you say? The
triple single. He got the triple single.
Yeah, the triple single. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, triple single. Shitting on him.
Oh my God, bro!
Davis versus Garcia is the most sought after boxing match on the horizon, so to speak. I saw some highlights of Ryan Garcia boxing earlier today. I was watching some film on Ryan Garcia, and I saw him throwing. I saw him in the pocket, just throwing wild shots. Now I don't know if this is like, you know, I don't know if he's cleaned that up like tremendously. No, I've seen him fight. I've seen him compete better. Fortuna, but I don't know if he has the tendency, if he goes, when adversity hits, a lot of fighters go back to their old tendency. They get away from the game plan and they go back to doing what they're most comfortable with, what they have the muscle memory to do. With that being said, do you think Ryan Garcia could possibly, if a fight with Tank Davis potentially went to the cards, number one, do you think Ryan Garcia could survive Tank Davis for the duration of the fight? And do you think he would have the boxing wherewithal to outbox Tank Davis in a manner that the judges would render scorecards, giving him the victory?
All right, my thoughts on all this and the videos. I hope the guy that Ryan is like doing his videos trolling, not showing like that's what he's really doing to try to throw Gervonta Davis off. Like that's what I would do. And then the videos that I seen Gervonta Davis doing, like when he's throwing that medicine ball and throwing that combo, catching and throwing it back, throwing that combo, I would definitely take my training serious. I would get off the podcast. I would get off this world tour. I would get into the gym and figure out what I need to do. I hope to God Ryan is getting dialed in this fight, because from all the stuff that I'm seeing, the stuff that he's saying, all I'm seeing is Tank working. I'm seeing Tank taking this serious, like very serious. And I'm seeing Ryan running his mouth, saying stupid stuff on these TV shows, and these people are getting hyped, thinking this. I hope that he's got it together, because if not, I'm coming to answer your question right now. That kid, after the 4th round, because he ain't knocking him out in the 2nd round. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After the 4th round, I think is when he starts feeling the power. And I think that's when, if he gets hit, like you said, does everything go out the window? Is he like, what the fuck am I doing here? I know fear could be a thing that makes you fight better. I don't see this fight going the distance. I seen Tank methodically getting closer and closer, catching that little check hook, and then bap, catching him with a piece. He's going to hit him with something. Ryan's going to feel that power. And once he feels that power, what's really going to happen? And when he hits Tank with what he's got, and Tank goes like this and takes that shit and keeps coming forward, how much is that going to kill you? Are we going to see another David Benavidez fight? Just a beatdown? But I don't think Ryan's going to last that long for that beatdown if that happens. So to answer your question, I know I was long-winded. He's not going the distance. It ain't going the scorecard, and he better take this shit serious. It's 2 weeks. It's too late now. You ain't going to gain nothing in 2 weeks that you didn't gain in 3 months. So
how much of a chance do you give Ryan Garcia catching Tank Davis with a left hook and ending the night early?
I'm going to give him a little bit of a chance. I'm going to give him 20%. And that's just being generous. Because Tank ain't even been hurt yet.
Definitely not. I haven't seen him in a very compromised state. I've seen him getting outboxed before, get outpointed.
I've seen him outboxed.
But he turned it around. Yeah, but he turned it around. That being said, moving on to the unification title fight between Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko coming up. This is a fight that Devin Haney's wanted for a while. When he won the belts against George Ferocious Kambosos, he was upset because Loma was still seen as a better lightweight than him. That being said, I know you don't give Devin Haney a lot of props I know you're not the biggest Devin Haney fan. Who you got in this one?
It is what it is. Honestly, oh my God, I can't really even call this one, man. I I don't think Loma looked good in his last fight, and I don't think Devin has really been looking very good as well. He to me, it looked like he kind of like chicken fight. He point fighted. I ain't gonna call it chicken fight. He fought the way he had to fight. I think Loma, I was about to call him Loma Chicken. Lomachenko has some moves. I don't know if he's going to be able to implement it. How much has he lost? Devin should win the fight. Honestly, Devin should win the fight. But if Devin loses the fight, there shouldn't be no rematch. I don't see why there should be a fucking rematch. Which they probably got a rematch clause in there, but if he gets knocked out, it damn sure shouldn't be a rematch. But if there's a rematch clause, we got to watch this fight again. I feel like Shakur and Tank was right. Devin's got more on this than Lomachenko does, because Lomachenko's going to win this belt and run. He ain't fighting Tank. He ain't fighting.
I mean, it's all the belts.
Yes, he's out of there. He's gone. He ain't fighting Shakur. He's going to fight Ryan Garcia. He's going to fight the other Garcia. He's going to fight
Hector Luis Garcia.
Yeah.
Pitbull Cruz.
He's going to fight everybody else but the other two. Watch. It's going to be, he's a runner. He's a track star.
Got another potential unification bout on the horizon in the light heavyweight division. And that being Alter Better Beav and Dimitri Bivol. Everybody wants to know, who's Bivol going to fight next? Is he going to fight Canelo? Is he going to fight Better Biev? What do you want to see? And who do you have win? Who's a better fighter to you, Bivol or Better Biev? And are you sick of Canelo Alvarez murkying the waters, so to speak?
I'm done with the Duck King, bro. He fought 2 fights that are just stupid fights, bro. Like I had a buddy at work come to me and was like, "How you feel about the Canelo fight?" And I think he took it the wrong way when I was like, "Why is he fighting this guy?" I said, "He's ducking Benavidez. He's ducking him. That's who he should be fighting right now. If he cares about his legacy and wants to be the face of boxing, that's the fight he should be making. He shouldn't be taking these easy fights, man. I'm good on that. Like, if you're scared, drop the belts. Let a real man take them." So,
I think I forget the name, and I'm sorry I don't have it pulled up, but he did. I think you even told me about it, and I looked it up. He's talking about he's in talks to fight somebody not named Bivol. You know,
Frankie,
not named
something Frankie.
Yeah.
Somebody nobody knows about.
I guess when you're Saul Canelo Alvarez and you're an independent contractor and you're in the sport of boxing, as crazy it is, you can do shit like this. I mean, look what's happening with the heavyweight division. But not trying to spend a ton of time on this. So we're gonna go back to mixed martial arts, and we're gonna go to the Ultimate Fighter because Justin Gaethje's pissed. He says that, I think he's willing to hang his gloves up. He's willing to retire if somehow Conor McGregor gets a title fight after beating Michael Chandler. And I believe that Conor McGregor clapped back, calling Gaethje a fool because Gaethje got a title fight after beating Michael Chandler. So with that being said, do you think Justin Gaethje has a gripe if Conor McGregor comes in and beats Chandler and gets a title fight? Would you cry foul? And are you going to watch The Ultimate Fighter?
No, I'm not going to watch The Ultimate Fighter. Yes, Gaethje does have a point because Gaethje was fighting. Conor hasn't been fighting. I think what they should do, the bigger fight, honestly, the bigger fight is Conor and Gaethje. Make it. You're going to sell out, and then whoever wins that fight gets the title shot. You know what I mean? But I think if Conor goes in there, he's going to get grappled. if he gets the title shot, I think he's going to lose the title shot. It's better for Conor to go for these big name fights, but I think he don't want to go in there and bang with the zombie. I don't know what to call Gaethje. Gaethje's just something else to me, man. He's just something else, man.
He's built different.
He's just built different. Like, that's one of them dudes. Like, I seen a picture where somebody tried to rob an MMA fighter, and his name was Justin, and his face was beat to hell. And the only MMA fighter that I could think of with the name of Justin, and I sent you that picture, is Gaethje.
Yeah, I can think of it.
If you can think of another one, then maybe. But when you saw that guy's face, but to get back to it, because I'm gonna get long-winded, I think Gaethje does have a point. He hasn't beaten. He's on a 4-loss fucking losing streak, and then he beats one guy that doesn't give him a title shot. He's not even ranked in the top 10 or the top 5. They'd probably put him in 7 or 8. He's not in the top 5. Why does he get a title shot? Why does he get the leapfrog past all these people? If anybody gets the next title shot, it should be Dustin Poirier. Granted, they changed hands, whatever. Dustin should get the next title shot at the champ. Like, he's beat Conor twice. Why does Conor get the leapfrog over Poirier? Why does Conor get the leapfrog over Gaethje? Because of a Michael Chandler fight? They both beat Chandler. Chandler.
Definitely. If Conor does get the victory, he's got to get in there and beat him.
Yeah, Yeah. So yeah, I'm with Gaethje. Like, fuck that. If I was Gaethje, I'd tell Dana, send him my way. I'm the gatekeeper of that belt. Send him my way. That's what I tell him. And if you don't
take his ass out,
then take my gloves. Yeah, that's the fight. That's what I would do, man.
That is the turmoil going on at the lightweight division, and we don't know if Conor's going to fight lightweight. He could, for all intents and purposes, fight at 170 pounds, and then it could have lightweight implications. You know how this shit goes. So let's move on. Yeah. Let's move a couple divisions down to the bantamweight division, where the king of the division right now is Aljamain Sterling, and there is some hoopla with. We don't know what's going to happen with Sean O'Malley. Merab Dvalishvili's right there, but he ain't going to fight Aljo. You got Henry Cejudo coming back to fight Aljo for the belt. And, Petr Yan, Corey Sandhagen. I know TJ Dillashaw's up there. He's retired. But these guys are still hanging around the top. The card featuring Henry Cejudo versus Aljamain Sterling will also feature one Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush. I feel like the winner of that fight could definitely find their way into a title fight as well at 155 pounds. So with that being said, bro, who's next? Who's next to fight for a title at 135 pounds after Henry and Aljamain settled their differences? And also, would you be okay? And you already said yes, so I'm assuming that, you would be okay. Would you be okay with the winner of this fight getting the next crack at Islam Makhachev? Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm going to answer the first question. If Sterling wins, give Shane the fight. I think Shane should get a shot at the fight. Shane, why not? You hyped him up. You walked him all the way up here. Y'all gave him the win. He shouldn't have got the win. Give him the fight. You're damn right. Even if Henry Cejudo wins, because I already know they're not giving Sterling the rematch. You know that. I know that. As soon as Sterling loses, there ain't no rematch. He's out of there.
Right.
So, yeah, go ahead and give it. Go ahead and give it to Sugar Shane. Let him do his thing. If he wins, all right, the kid. You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't, hey, it's whatever. He got his shot. Now he can go back down there and do what he wants and get his walk-off home runs. Because I like the kid. So give him a shot. And as Oliveira and this fight right here, I definitely think these guys should definitely get the title shot. I think so. Because everybody underneath Oliveira can't beat Oliveira. So if Oliveira beats this guy, he at least that's his rematch. You know what I'm saying? He gets his rematch. He well deserves it because ain't nobody else beneath him getting that. Nobody. So, yes, whoever wins this gets that title shot.
Yeah, he definitely choked out. He definitely choked out Poirier. He definitely choked out Gaethje, and those are the guys like right below him. But Neil Dariush is the only guy that's up there with a crazy long winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is a fight that should warrant the next title challenger at 155 pounds,
Yes.
especially with the champion just facing Alexander Volkanovski, somebody not even in the division.
Yeah.
That being said, bro, like up top on this, going back to Aljamain Sterling versus Henry Cejudo. If Henry Cejudo wins this fight, he's not fighting Merab Dvalishvili. He's not. He ain't gonna fight Merab. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if Henry Cejudo tries to get a fight at 145 pounds for that belt if he wins this fight. But he definitely for sure as fuck ain't fighting Merab Dvalishvili. So that means like that we could potentially be in the territory of a Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili for the interim title, while Henry Cejudo fights at 145 pounds versus Yair Rodriguez or Alexander Volkanovski because they're about to fight for that.
Yeah.
That being
Double
said, you got
champ
anything
again.
else to say about these two fights before we move forward?
No, that would be crazy if he double champed again. Woo, that would be sick.
It would be crazy, but if anybody could do it, I'd say him.
Yeah.
Big bro, we got a lot of controversy surrounding the star Paddy Pimblett's last fight against Jared Gordon. A lot of people saying, hey, you know, Gordon beat him. He got screwed on the cards. So Paddy Pimblett, you know, is taken to his platform and pretty much suggesting that they should run it back. Is there and do you have an appetite for them running it back, or do you question why Paddy's not just trying to elevate?
Paddy's running it back because he knows he didn't beat him, and he's got to prove it. That's one of their boys they're trying to hype up. He's not taking the sport serious. He's doing too much outside the sport, and it's showing in the ring. So if he takes it serious and he beats this guy, then he knows what he's got to do from here on out. I don't think he's taking these fights serious. I think he's living off his fame. He's living off his name. He's living a good life, and he put this to the back seat, but this should be the front seat. Yes, run this back. It has to be ran back. He has to clear his name up because you just take him up to the next ladder, he's going to get knocked out or finished. And then he's going to be like, oh, man, I didn't work hard enough. So he needs to put the work in now. He's got to prove it. Hell yeah, they should rematch this shit. I don't give a damn what the fans say.
No, I feel you on that. Like they should. I feel like a rematch would be smart for him because I feel like Jared Gordon is at his level, and for a guy that has all this hype coming in, I don't think he has. I don't think he has like the confidence of a Chimaev, the confidence of even a Raul Rosas Jr. who is asking for the world coming in. Paddy Pimblett, he could say, well, a lot of people are clamoring saying I didn't beat this guy, but a guy who was oozing in confidence would come in here and be like, hey, I won. The judges said I won. I'm moving on. I'm trying to elevate. I'm trying to escalate to the next big thing, not stay where I just was. But the fact that he knew he got touched on, he knew he got hands put on him, and you can see him getting hands put on him right here in this picture. You know, why fight stiffer competition? You know, Paddy Pimblett went on record of no. It was Sugar Sean O'Malley who said he's not going to fight a top 10 guy or whatever until he gets paid X amount of dollars. I don't know what Paddy Pimblett's getting paid. Probably good because he's a star over from the UK and he generates a lot of eyeballs. But yeah, I don't think he's all the way developed. I think he needs five fights. And then 5 fights before he really starts getting like killers, which is crazy because I was following Paddy Pimblett, you know, all the way back in Cage Warriors, you know, back in the day. And I got I always keep the receipts. But anyways, I'm not trying to, you know, big myself up because, hey, I was on his train before he came to the UFC. No, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that Paddy Pimblett talks a lot of shit. He talks like he's the best thing current in fighting, like the next big thing in fighting. But to be the next big thing in fighting, you got to show that you're really good. You got to show that you can beat really, really good guys. And when the lights are the brightest and the pressure is mounting against you, you've got to show the ability to overcome. I had Jared Gordon winning this fight, bro, and I think that if they rematch, Jared Gordon will probably win. And if that happens, like, what would a win and what would a loss really do for Patty Pimblett, big bro?
Well, first of all, Patty Pimblett has kind of been struggling since he's been to the UFC. His first fight looked pretty good, but after that, he's been struggling. This loss is pretty much, it's a wake-up call. If he's struggling now, how is he the next big thing? Like, he's not making it look easy. He's not splashing like Johnny Walker. He's not splashing like Makachev. He's not splashing like, some of these other guys coming in here. He's already having these controversy fights where he's barely winning.
Right.
Can't be the next big thing, barely scraping by. At least Paulo Costa made it look good until he ran into Izzy. You know what I mean? He made it look good till he got to the champ. This guy
is handling his damn business.
He ain't even in the fucking top 10 yet. And he's already getting fucking scrapped up. So, this is over for him, man.
What do you think? What do you think about his? What do you think about the psychology of him knowing that he's not a top 15, top 10 guy, and he's asking for a fight with a guy that's not going to get him there? What do you think about that?
It shows a lot. I think he's starting to, I hope in his psyche, he's starting to wake up and realize he's not as good as he thought he was. He's not as good as they said he was. And that's why he wasn't working as hard as he thought he needed to. And hopefully this is his wake-up call, man, to get it in gear, to take it serious. You know what I mean? I seen him in the United States touring over here, eating food. Like, bro,
stop blowing up. Blowing up.
Yeah, man. So he's not taking it serious, and it's showing. He could have been the next big thing, but he let the fame get to his head, and he's got to tone that out. He's got a long career or a short one, however he wants to make it.
I think with the amount of fights that Patty Pimblett has right now, he should be way more developed. I think that if he continues to fight guys the caliber of Jared Gordon, no disrespect, it'll keep him in the UFC longer than what it would be if he got fast tracked and started getting taken out by the killers, up and near the top.
Yeah.
Moving on, bro. We just got a couple things. I know it's pretty late, so just a couple things left to break down here. The welterweight division, the champion right now, everybody knows it's Leon Edwards. Dana White came out and said, yes, Colby Covington, he came over here. He served as a replacement. He made the weight. He deserves it. Well, you know what I mean? There's some people that don't like that. People being Bilal Muhammad doesn't like that. And but Colby and people in the media saying Colby Covington his last win was Masvidal way back when. Like he hasn't fought in so long, and now he comes back out of nowhere and now he's getting the next title fight. Are you mad about him getting the next title fight? And how do you think he matches up with Leon? Is there somebody else that you would rather have seen in there with Leon?
Well, Leon wanted Masvidal, but Masvidal dropped the bag, according to Leon. He wanted to give him his chicken nuggets back. But at first I was upset, but how I'm seeing Leon doesn't want the fight and Leon's scared, put him in there. Because if the guy ain't fought for almost a year and a half, why are you scared, Leon?
Right.
You're polished right now. You beat the guy that he couldn't beat. That guy wrestled you, and he did not wrestle that guy. You know what I'm saying? They stood up in exchange, and your exchange is way better than that guy. But you do got a little softy. I've seen it. You got Stockton slapped, but I'm gonna leave it at that. And maybe that's what you're scared of. Kobe is gonna try to wrestle you, so another wrestler that you're gonna have to fight. So you're gonna have to put him out again. I know you don't want that fight, but the way you acting making me want you to take this fight. So, yeah. At first, like I said, I was shitty about Kobe to getting the shot, but how Leon is acting, and Leon is ducking the people that he should be trying to fight. Like I can't think of the guy's name poked in the eye. He should have his shot at the belt.
Bilal Muhammad,
Bilal Muhammad, and Leon should have been calling him out, but he didn't. So I'm thinking Leon's up here scared with the belt. He ain't taking the ones that's not going to. I know Izzy take every fight that they said this guy wants to fight you. Izzy took it.
Yep.
Usman, I do believe he took the fights. We know John took the fights. We know I can't even say his name right now. Anyway, he took the fights. You got to take the fights, bro. You don't get to call who you want. You take the next comer, and he's the next one. If you're already scared, then you ain't the champ. That's all I'm saying.
I think Colby Covington, he's not going to be at the same level striking as Leon, obviously,
No.
but I think he's going to put a pace on Leon that could possibly make Leon wilt and break. And we might be seeing Colby Covington as your next UFC welterweight champion if Leon can't withstand, that type of onslaught, because it's going to be different from that of what he got from Kamaru Usman. That being said, last thing we want to talk about here is Bellator. Yeah, Bellator's got a card coming up with some history on it. You got Patricio Pitbull Freire trying to become the first fighter in major MMA promotional history to win a belt in not one, not two, but three different weight classes, as he takes on the younger brother of Anthony Showtime Pettis, who just defeated Roy Jones Jr. at Game Bred Boxing, and whom is the current champion in Bellator, in Sergio Pettis. And then in the main event, you've got Vadim Nemkov defending his light heavyweight championship against Yoel Romero. Is this a card that you're interested in watching with Bellator, bro?
I want to see the Romero fight. I want to see him at least grab the strap. I want to see him with the strap. I don't know if he was ever a champ. I don't recall him ever having a belt. I would like to see him grab this one, because if not, he's on his way out, man. I think he deserves it. I think he got screwed over in one of the Whitaker fights. If he would have pressed Izzy a little bit more, he probably could have won that fight. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I don't
close.
know. Yeah. So, but this is it for him, man. And I want to watch it. I hope he wins. I hope he does. The other one, it'll be dope. I ain't gonna say, I don't really know how good Pettis' brother is, because I haven't really watched him fight. So
Yeah,
that's why. But this would make me definitely watch it. And I need to quit sleeping on Bellator, man, because I like MVP because he's a fucking idiot. I just like his style. He got me with that Pokemon ball, bro. That shit was out of control.
yeah, he definitely. Hey, he queued that up and executed that fucking perfectly. But last thing I'm gonna say on this is, I'm pumped for Bellator. You hit the nail right on the head with Yoel Romero. Yoel Romero beat the fuck out of Robert Whitaker, and the judges screwed him. And you know why they screwed him? Because Yoel Romero didn't make weight. And that's why they screwed him. If Yoel Romero would have made weight, something in me tells me that they would have gave him that fight. He beat the fuck out of Robert Whitaker and came close on a couple occasions to finishing Robert Whitaker. But somehow Robert Whitaker got the nod. Fair play to him. Gets in there with Vadim Nemkov, a guy that is a good wrestler, but shows that he can be out wrestled. When he got in there with Corey Anderson, he redeemed himself and won the rematch with Corey Anderson. But now he's in there with the Olympic silver medalist and wrestler in Yoel Romero. So we'll see how that goes. And we all know how dangerous Yoel Romero is from a striking perspective. That being said, I'm still pumped about the title fight between Sergio and Patricio Freire as well. If you're going to show up to any Bellator pay-per-view or any Bellator fight, this is one that you should probably tune into.
Yes, sir.
Big bro. That
is it.
in essence, that is the show. Anything else to leave? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I wanted to say to go back to the Izzy and I'm about to butcher his name, Blachowicz. Is that how you say it?
Blachowicz.
Blachowicz.
Yeah.
The reason why he doesn't, I can honestly say he don't want to take that the light heavyweight belt right now is because that thing's getting passed around like somebody that we know at school. That belt ain't set on nobody. That thing is getting
Nah.
passed around. He don't want that one. That belt
Cursed.
it ain't got nothing. Nobody has held it long enough. It's fucking John has been gone from that division, and that division has seen more different champs than John has seen fights since he left that division. That's crazy, bro.
Thanks.
That's crazy. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say, man. I know why he's going down. It ain't even. There's no money up there right now, bro. Nobody wants to be the champ.
Well,
that's all.
Right now, Jamal Hill is holding the belt. I give him a good chance. I give him a good chance to win against a Jiri Prochazka. But if you put him in there with Magomed Ankalaev, I don't know. And maybe that's another reason why Jan wants to go to 85, because he know that Ankalaev really won that fight and should be the champion right now.
Yeah.
But bro, thanks for showing up. Thank you guys for showing up. Championship rounds with Marcel and Marquel today. Like, share, comment, subscribe, especially if you enjoyed the content. And until next time, stay frosty.